And we're straight away cutting across to breaking news coming in. It's a CBI crackdown in a bank fraud case. 6 companies have been raided so far, and raids that are being conducted in 50 locations across 18 cities and 12 states. It is a massive raid that is being conducted by the CBI in a bank fraud case, and our senior news editor Shravan Sen is joining us on the phone line with more details. Shravan, if you could tell us which are these companies that are being raided and where all are these raids being conducted?
Well, Suesha, it's a mega raid that is being carried out by the Central Bureau of Investigation. In fact, senior officials within the CBI essentially dubbing this as a special drive against bank fraud cases, and that is the reason why you're looking at a multi-city raid being carried out by the Central Bureau of Investigation. In fact, Republic TV has now got access of details with regards to the companies where these raids are being carried out. One of the important companies that has been named is Vincent Group. Remember, this is owned by a fugitive economic offender, Jatin Mehta, who's essentially hiding in St. Kitts. Apart from that, we're given to understand companies like Supreme Tech Smart Limited in Ludhiana, the Tayal Group in Mumbai, Naftu Gas India Private Limited in Delhi, as well as SL Consumer Products Limited in Delhi. Some of the important places where these raids are being carried out is Ludhiana, Thane, Valsad, Pune, Gaya and Gurgaon, where these raids are being carried out. Important to point out is that for the first time in the history of the agency, that 4 raids are being carried out in 50 cities across 12 states and union territories, and this is in connection to 14 new bank fraud cases that has been registered by the agency. The agency is pegging the bank fraud case to about 640 crore. The number could certainly go up, but at this point in time, one can certainly say that this is a huge operation that is being carried out as we speak by the Central Bureau of Investigation.
Shravan, any particular individuals under the scanner? Any names cropping up on that front?
Well, Suesha, what is important to point out here is Vincent Group is certainly one of the biggest groups that you're looking at. And obviously, the fact that fugitive economic offender Jatin Mehta is essentially involved in this is going to be is certainly one of the big names as far as this raid is being carried out. Also, other important groups are the Tayal Group in Mumbai. We're given to understand the raids are also being carried out there. In fact, as far as bank fraud case pertaining to Tayal Group is concerned, it is a huge number. But at this point in time, we are being told by the Central Bureau of Investigation that with regards to the total bank fraud case, the number could certainly go up, but at this stage they're pegging it to around 640 crore. But important to point out, Suesha, that for the first time in the history of the agency, you're looking at a joint operation that is being carried out, and that too a multi-city operation in this scale.
Also, if you could give us more details of this crackdown in the raids especially that are being conducted. How many officials are present across the country, across these 50 locations in 18 cities, and how long have they been planning this?
Well, Suesha, not often would you really hear the Central Bureau of Investigation calling some operation as a special drive, especially in bank fraud cases. That in itself gives you a sense of how important this operation is going to be for the Central Bureau of Investigation. But since it's an ongoing raid, that is the reason why the information that we have received so far is sketchy. But however, having spoken to some of the senior officials within the Central Bureau of Investigation, one can certainly sense that this is a huge operation, especially given the fact that the magnitude of this entire operation in terms of the multi-city raids that are being carried out, you're looking at over 50 locations where these raids are being carried out. So easily it would have over hundreds of CBI officials being part of this entire raid that is being carried out. State police would also essentially be roped in by the Central Bureau of Investigation because of the magnitude of this entire raid. But clearly, what is significant is that not often have we really seen that all cases of bank fraud are being clubbed together. There is still no clarity as to why the Central Bureau of Investigation has taken this decision to basically club all the bank fraud cases together. You're looking at 14 bank fraud cases that have been registered. We're given to understand that these are new cases that have been registered by the Central Bureau of Investigation. But what would be the rationale behind clubbing all the cases is still not known at this point in time. Clarity on this perhaps a little later. But there is absolutely no doubt about the fact that this is a mega operation being carried out by the Central Bureau of Investigation.
And do we also know of any significant recoveries made so far, or we'll have to wait until these raids end?
First, Suesha, at this point in time, information from the Bureau that is coming in is very sketchy. All that we do know at this point in time is places where these raids are being carried out, and the companies, some of the companies at least, we've been able to access the names of those companies where these raids are being carried out. In terms of recovery, perhaps it's going to take a little bit more time because the magnitude of this particular case being as such that it is going to take some time before we get some idea with regards to the recoveries that have been made by the Central Bureau of Investigation. That would certainly take much longer than what we are expecting. However, having said that, while from now perhaps a little bit more clarity as to why the CBI essentially took this decision to club all the cases together. Is there one common thread that runs through all the cases? Is that the reason why the CBI has decided to go in for such a big crackdown? That is still not known at this point in time, but we've essentially been able to get some details. We are harping on the fact that as far as one of the major companies that we're looking at is certainly the Vincent Diamond Company, which is based in Mumbai, and you have the fugitive economic offender, Jatin Mehta's company that has been raided once again by the Central Bureau of Investigation. That in itself is a significant development.